Hi friends, my name is Jose Luis. This time I am going to show you how to make a modern chair with armrests. Very nice. I will leave the measures in featured comments. We grab the 4 boards. What would they be for the front leg? We place it evenly and mark the center. And we mark 9 centimeters, and we mark it at 5, and we leave 4 centimeters for the leg. There we marked 7.5. I put the measurements for you to notice. And put the nails. To these nails that reach the edge, we leave them with a space of approximately 4 millimeters, and we look for a flexible rod and mark the curve. It would be at the vertex. We mark it on the outside and how it looks, also at the vertex on the inside. There I mark again. We take out the little nails. We mark 10 centimeters. We mark it with the square to be able to place glue at the same height. And there we are going to hit them both together. And then we make holes with the 3 millimeter guide bit. This one has the milling tip, which enters approximately between 7-8 millimeters. I let the strawberry in, then she leaves me the space to put the plug, only that the 0.8 centimeter or 8 millimeter plugs would go. This, which would be for the armrest, he also placed evenly. He marked it in the center. There he marked it at 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters, there it would be 7.5, 7.5 centimeters, and on the other side, 4 and 4 centimeters. This board has 12 centimeters in the part of the elbow that would be 4, 4, 4, and we put the nail on it. We place the flexible rod and mark it on the outside as well, and there on the inside, that it would be at the vertex. I am going to have to place a little nail there, because I can't hold and bend the rod. I am also going to place a little nail on the outside and on the inside. Took out the little nails. I grab a circle with a diameter of 15 centimeters, and I'm going to mark it that way. Just where we have the edge, and this would be for the legs. I am going to occupy the false square and the semicircle and marked it at 58 degrees, and that angle was marked at 4.5 centimeters, 4.5. I'm going to mark below, for the back leg, 4.5 centimeters too, and next to the dot to the other end. What we just did is for one side of the leg, and this would be the other side, because it has the right and left side. But if you present it that way and mark it, you won't get confused. Because in that way, look for the least beautiful part to stay inside. This would be the board for the seat. There we are going to increase the thickness of the board a little in the front part. For that we put a little glue and screw it from below. This board measures 10 centimeters wide by 42 centimeters wide by 42.5 deep, and there we took 2.3 from each side, which would leave us 37.5 more or less. There I show them how we also get the inclination for the front of the seat, which is the same angle of the leg, 58 degrees. To this, which would be the backrest, I must mark 2.5 centimeters, and inside I have to have 37 centimeters left. There 4 and 4 centimeters on the other side, there it would be 2.5 and there 9.5 centimeters, and there he joined the dot and marked it with the line, and we put a 107 degree angle for the back, like that. We are going to have to uncover this with the handsaw. In this way, slowly we cut it at the angle that was 107 degrees in that way, from both sides. Now I show you how we are going to cut it with the framing and the guide. I also set the guide to 58 degrees, and then I remove it. First he cut it a little longer, then I get closer to it. There we begin to cut the backrest. We can pass the gallop or gallop to those edges, or also brush by hand. First we cut that wedge that would be for the buttocks. Since in the part of the bottom of the seat it would be narrower, we are also going to pass that piece through the gallop or the gallop. And to this one that would be the armrest, we cut it slowly, always leaving the line to be able to remove the line with the sanding roller. This would be the front leg, which is already screwed on and is glued on the tip so that it does not open. Always keep in mind that it has to be at the same height. Remember that we had put glue 10 centimeters there, nothing more. I'm going to pass him in the gallop, but it can also be cut with gallop slowly, that he eat very little. In any case, go once or twice, that way he lowers himself very little. It is convenient to do it whenever he grabs the blade very little, then they pass him twice. This way it turns out much better. Now we pass the sanding roller. We wear it down and then we lower it gently, always in that way. I show them that I already have sanding and I am going to mark it at 75 centimeters on both legs, that part inside the armrest. I already have the faces sanded too because we are not going to take that out again. I place it from that part in the vertices, then it will always give me the same size of opening. I put vinyl glue, regulate the distance, and put a press on it, first on that side to fit, then on the other side, then it seals me and I'm going to pierce it with the guide wick as well, with the milling machine, a depth of 7 to 8 millimeters to be able to put the plug. As I told you, these plugs are thinner, from 0 to 8 centimeters is the diameter, and also screw the other side. First, I take out the press that was on the inside, and then the one on the outside, so it makes less force when it is loosened. I place the plugs and cut them. I am also going to cut that excess part, but keep in mind that you have to remove it with the saw a little longer, because later we are going to remove it perfectly with the sanding roller. Can also be pulled out by hand, but leave a little longer so that it looks good with the sanding, because if you cut it very flush, it will alter the curve because they must spend a lot. And there would be the other leg that would be 17.5 and the other vertex. I put it together like this and I present the other one to see if it matches me perfectly, and I do the same job. And I already have the two legs finished, the two front legs with the hug support. There I am going to mark it at 46 centimeters, and I open a little below, that is, I put it squarely. And I mark a point on the two legs on the inside, and we begin to assemble the back leg with the seat. We mark 8 centimeters at the bottom and 6.5 at the top, and there we mark the 46 that we had marked on the leg with the armrest, and we are going to make a half-centimeter entrance that ends in a wedge. Then he kicks us out and the support hugs us a little bit also inside. I cut it with a saw. I am going to tighten it with a press, and I am going to remove it with a chisel, a little, and then I finish it off with a rasp. But it is a little high, so I am going to remove a little more with the chisel. You must go placing it, spending and testing, until it sits well that way. Then tilt both legs inwards. I present them like this so as not to make a mistake on the side I am going to spend, because one corresponds to the right side and the other to the left side. At half a centimeter we make the entrance, cut it with the saw, and do the same job. Notice how I assemble the seat. I make a hole with the guide wick, put glue on it and screw it. The part that rests on the table would be the upper part of the seat. Take that detail into account, that they should set it up that way because on the other side it would be out of the square. And it would stay that way. I hit it a little bit and lifted it up, and I already gave it a block with 80 grit sandpaper, so I am leaving this part to you. And this would be the hind legs and the part of the seat that we are going to put together in that way. Then we pierce it with the guide wick, and we put vinyl glue on it and screw it, always even, the even tip and the angles. These screws are 38 millimeters long. And there I begin to assemble the rear leg, but I am going to glue it that way, and I place it evenly, and we are going to screw it from the inside, quite inclined with 52 millimeter long screws. And notice that I hit the leg. I tell him to go quite inclined, so he doesn't bend the screw. And on the other side we also do the same work. We begin to mark 10.5 and the depth, that would be 2.3 centimeters. It would be the thickness of the seat that we have to leave up, and we pierce it with the guide wick, put glue, and screw it to the seat support. For that support we are going to screw it from below after the seat. Then, they're at 2.3, which would be the thickness of the buttocks, at 10.5 centimeters. This would be the bracket on the other side, and we screwed it with a 52mm long screw. Here we mark the angle again in that way, that is an angle of 58 degrees too, and there I show him how to take him out with the gallop. It can also be removed with a gallop or squeezed in a press and cut gently with a handsaw, and then removed gently with sandpaper. If they opt for galloping, they must find the exact slope before reaching the line. There I present to you, the support is a little high for me, then I am going to wear it down a little with a chisel, that's where it's going to sit. I put vinyl glue. I present it, I am going to tighten it with a press, there I place it evenly on the front and top. And keep in mind that there must be an opening of 2.5 centimeters behind for the backrest to enter, and there he placed 3 38mm long screws, clean the glue, turn it, I take out the press, and clean it. I give it a little bit of gallop at the entrance, so that it stays even, making it grab the blade very little, and then I start sanding the cover, what would be the buttocks. I sand it with the sanding belt, which is faster, can also be sanded with the orbital. And I also take advantage of sanding the front that is inclined. I can sand it with the orbital or with the band. And there I am going to place a strip of 1.8 centimeters high at the bottom, to be able to hold the back of the chair. First I try it without glue, and if it fits perfectly, then I take it out and spread the glue on it. I hit it a little. There I am going to place a press so that it can take me to the angle, that we had also cut the backrest at 107 degrees at that angle, and we are going to screw it, 3 screws, and the back. Then that screw that is 52mm buckles and grabs a little bit of the seat. There I present to you at 46 centimeters, which was at the height that we had marked. I put vinyl glue and screw it on, as you will see on the inside it sits on the part where we had cut it with the saw, that makes the tilt of the leg with the armrest. And we also put 2 screws. Note that they are well inclined. It is a 52mm long screw, and he placed the other leg on it. With a strip of 1 centimeter high I frame the ends to be able to cut, and there I finish it by hand, also removing the edges, and it's ready. Good friends, the modern chair is ready. Share it with your friends. Comment any questions you have. I'll be answering them. See you next video. Bye bye.